One of our young ladies, Beck Frisbee Smith, before the game started, said, "Let's go Dragon Slayers," and we just as the motto going into the game and throughout. So super proud of our fight, our resilience. You know, we had a hard third quarter. We didn't score the ball very well, and we didn't let that impact what we did in the fourth. So I could not be happier or more proud of this team.
I can go. So you talk about Beck. She's just always on the ground. She's always in the play. She might not make the play that makes the stat sheet, but she and also Alexa, I think, make those plays all the time. Just talk a little bit about what they bring to this team. And Alexa, especially as a freshman coming in, just doing this in her first year.
Well, I'm actually not surprised at all by Alexa. She came in the summertime, and she was a force to be reckoned with from the beginning. She just has that dog inside of her, and she shows it. She makes some freshman mistakes, and Riley had to yell at her a little bit at the end for throwing a jump pass in traffic, but she always makes up for it, you know. So these are just such valuable minutes for her as she continues to grow, you know, as a player. As far as Beck goes, she is an X factor for us, right? Everybody knows that Ryan Sick can score the ball, Bree brings the rebounding, and Beck, when she is on, whether she's making shots or not, she is just such an X factor for us and inevitably helps us win games. So I'm just very glad to have her.
She just kind of mentioned about the third quarter. You guys down 3 to start the fourth quarter, but then went on a 13-1 run. Just talk about what was going on the floor and what kind of changed in the fourth quarter instead of gliding into a win, excelling and taking it to them in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, well, we knew that they were going to go on a run. We had a great first half, and at halftime we talked about it. The coaches came in and talked about it, saying, we know they're going to go on a run, so we need to focus on withstanding that run and stopping the bleeding. And that kind of came in the third quarter. I think we scored like 9 points in the third quarter. So it was really just keeping the pieces together, bringing the energy back up, high-fiving, getting on the ground, like making energy plays. A lot come from Beck and Alexa. So that was kind of a key for us, just keeping the energy up high because we knew that they would go on a run.
Coach, just your thoughts on guarding Kashana Washington today. She ended up with 20 points, but she had to take a lot of shots. You really frustrated her, I thought, in the first half. Obviously a terrific player, second in the country in scoring, and has been a great player in the league for 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah, when we were preparing for them, we talked about, do we want to do a box and one? Do we want to do a triangle and two and just try to take her out? And when it came down to it, we knew that she was going to score points. You know, she took 31 shots. We knew that she was going to score. But we wanted to make those baskets as hard as they possibly could be. So I was very proud. I think she only made 2 threes during the game, and that's really good. She worked for every single shot that she got. She's an amazing player, you know. She's a pro. So, but our girls, they stepped up to the challenge, and they locked down everyone else. We still have to figure this rebounding thing out. It is going to drive me to drink. But I am going to do whatever I can to get us to rebound the ball. And they'll have even less shot attempts at that point. So, but yeah, we just tried to make it as hard for her as possible.
Dave, you got something you want to add?
Did you feel like that was really what turned it around for you?
Yeah, definitely. Yes, definitely. So the defense, we talked the entire game that the defense was going to have to spark our offense. Well, the whole season, and I think we're finally buying into that. And then Sid making the and one gave us the energy that we then needed. I think. During the third quarter, we were still up 12, and our energy was so low. And I remember going into a timeout saying, guys, look at the score. Like, look at the score. We are still up 12, and we're acting like we just went down 12, you know. Excuse me. So I was very proud that we did make that happen. We got the steal, we got the and one, and you saw their energy immediately spark back up. It was like one of those plays that was the reminder that we can do this, that we are a good team, and tonight we were the better team. So yeah, it was definitely a heck of a sequence. I was ready to blow some timeouts there if I needed to, but we fought through it.
Finally, you kind of had a unusual game in the sense that you started hot, then kind of didn't score much for 2 quarters, and then got hot again in the fourth. Did you get out of any kind of a rhythm, did you feel, and just pick it back up there at the end?
Yeah, I don't really know what happened. I guess like other people on our team were scoring a lot, so it was kind of just like trying to create and things like that for them, and focusing on defense turning into offense.
And I think they started guarding her a little bit harder. They saw her score 31 at home the last game. They were just waiting for that to happen again. And so I think because they came out on her a little bit harder, she was able to drive around people, get people extra shots, and they started scoring. So I think that sparked everyone else's offense as well.
We've talked a
Well,
lot.
she's always destined to get 31 points, so.
Yeah.
Coach, we talked a lot earlier in the season about the injuries to your post players. Today, you're getting healthy, got more numbers, but today, Bree and Beck, 4 fouls, so you had to turn to wingers on, you had to turn to Kayla Roth. How important were those minutes early in the season when they were needed? Now you have some of them come off the bench with some confidence, and they made some big plays down the stretch there to buy some more time for them to sit with their foul trouble.
For sure. I think it's super important. I think in the beginning of the year, I talked about both of our freshmen. I talked about Alexa and Kayla Roth. I said that they would get valuable minutes early because we need them throughout the rest of this year and next year and the next, right? And so the more you can get as a freshman, and we just have a team that believes in them as well, right? We have a staff that believes in them, and that does give them the confidence to keep going. I tell them all the time, as freshmen, you're going to make freshman mistakes. Just do it really hard, right? Whatever you do, just do it really hard. As far as Caitlin Winger's she is one of the sole players of our team, right? She does exactly what you need her to do. She has the energy, the passion, just like Beck. She is one of the people that we really rely on to come in and do the energy plays and get rebounds. And, Caitlin will make a layup and some free throws too, So the fact that they have gotten those minutes is definitely, I think, sparking them into the rest of the season. And they have to keep learning and keep watching. They have to keep rebounding. Those are the things that, from our post players specifically, they just have to do a better job of. But I have no doubt that they'll keep getting better.
Yeah, Riley, I want to ask you something. We're number 2. My best friend, one of my best friends in the world, Bianca Boggs, was here before you. We're number 2. Has the same kind of quiet intensity. You know what I mean? Just you can tell there's an engine in there that never stops running. So, I mean, what is it? Like, how do you get up for these games and you still just?
It's magical.
What drives you to this point? This is your 6th year too, and when it's your 6th year, sometimes you what? But you haven't. You've really been locked in with this team, and you're the engine that makes them go offensively. So just tell us a little bit about what makes you go.
Yeah, I mean, I always say, everyone always asks me, like, wow, you're playing a 6th year of college basketball. That's crazy. And I just say, like, I really love playing basketball, and I love winning, too. So I think that might be the drive. Like, there's no reason Drexel should beat us, things like that. And our team is a fun team to play with, so.
And Riley is a bit of a perfectionist. I don't know if that's something that you guys can tell. And she wants to be really good at what she does. And she will go nonstop, even when we try to pull her back a little bit, She's playing a lot of minutes right now. We still have a long season in front of us. But Riley she just has that fire. It is a quiet fire. And when she's on, everybody else is on. When she's leading, everybody is listening. It's just really, really cool to see.
Fun to watch. I have just one last question. Andrew had mentioned that the decision to go into the press was a player's decision.
It was.
So tell us a little bit about how that came to be, because I think for me that was the thing that started off the game. That's what put them in the hole. That's what got y'all up. So how did that come to pass?
Yeah, well, we talked about the start of our Charleston game, and we started in a press in that game, or we started in trapping in that game, and I think we had a turnover on the first possession. And we really liked the energy that brought to the game, kind of put them on their heels. So we talked about it as a team a little bit, like wanting to start off putting Drexel on their heels because we didn't think they would expect it. And then I'm not sure who ended up bringing it to the coaches.
I don't know who said it, but it might have been Bree. And she was like 12-5, and I was like, do we want to trap? And Bree was like,
yes,
we want to trap. So as soon as they said it, we were like, all right, you guys believe in it, so it's going to work, So I was like, whatever they want, I'll do it. I'll try it if they believe in it.